Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the first Trevor's Corner podcast. I'm joined here with my good friend, and hopefully a guy that'll be on a couple more podcasts with me in the near future, Connor Laudenslager, otherwise known as Biggie.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I just gotta say, Trevor, it's a huge honor to be the first guest on the Trevor's podcast, Trevor's Corner. It's pretty dope, pretty legit.
We are also joined by the lovely Akira Palmer. She's just an audience tonight, though, so I don't know how long she's gonna be able to listen to this, but we'll see how it goes.
It's gonna be a lot of bumbling and
So, starting out,
moronic statements. But let's go.
well, guess we'll get into world news. I was just looking, and the other day I saw, well, I shouldn't say the other day, literally like earlier today, there's an article on Fox News. A man was pulled into a wood chipper, and he died within seconds.
I mean, first of all, how the fuck do you get pulled into a wood chipper, man?
Listen, no, there's a lot of things that could happen.
You can only go so far in, right?
No, it's a wood chipper. It shreds people.
Yeah, there should be like a cutoff line, though.
Man trying to do a favor for a family friend ended up dead tonight in a tragic accident in Australia Sunday night that local authorities are calling one of the worst scenes they've come across.
Yeah, fucking body's dismembered, man.
Emergency services were called to a rural property in Queensland. Jeez, oh, it tripped and fell. Connor, what's wrong with you? Hopefully that gentleman's family
I feel bad for that family.
is okay, and we're gonna get on more world news here.
You just fall into the wood chipper. Trip and fall. Know your surroundings,
Connor,
people.
it's like anybody could trip and fall at any time. You could fall and hit your head, leaving my house, and break your neck.
But I'm not falling into a wood chipper, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to go into a wood chipper with
Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Australian police seize $186 million worth of cocaine on a yacht.
Sounds like a good time.
They were partying, let me tell you. It was a fucking party.
It sounds like a great time.
Oh, man. I could just picture the guys from the movie Step Brothers singing I'm on a Boat. The shit ton of cocaine.
That's fucking Jordan Belfort's boat right
There
there.
is more. That
is the man.
There is more cocaine per square inch than there is people on that yacht. $186 million worth. And if my computer would work, be able to read a little more on this.
I just wonder how many strippers were on there. I mean, you can't really do cocaine unless you're doing it off a stripper's ass.
Oh, God.
That's the best way to do cocaine.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know because I've never done cocaine.
I never tried either. I'm just saying. I mean,
more than 1,500 pounds. That's 1,500 pounds of cocaine, worth an estimated $186 million, were seized from a yacht in the state of New South Wales, Australian police said. That's a lot of cocaine. 3 men were also arrested in Australia as part of a multi-agency investigation into drug trafficking, according to the Australian Federal Police.
Still sounds like a good time to me.
Wow, that is unbelievable. I don't know. What? He's 47-year-old man was taken into custody at a hotel. And a third man, 63-year-old, I'm 22, and there is no way I party half as hard as these guys. There is no way. I might go out and have a beer, but $186 million worth of cocaine?
They got strippers everywhere. They got the cocaine. Rick James said cocaine's a hell of a drug. And this is just proving the point. R.I.P. to that legend.
That came from ABC News. Thank them for that article. I do got to say also that none of these articles are actually mine in any way, shape, or form. I'm not in charge of these. I'm just reading the news. I guess it might as well be news with Trevor Martin. Okay. Let me look here. I don't know. I mean, this news seems pretty dull today.
It's the same shit. It's our buddy North Korea. Some ISIS issues, Oh, Lil Peep. You know the artist Lil Peep?
No, I do not.
Lil Peep, the artist, he died today.
I don't know.
21 years old.
Any famous songs, or?
He was just coming up on SoundCloud, I believe, right, Akira? He was just up and coming.
Never listened to that. I'm more of a 80s rock kind of guy. A little bit of Post Malone every once in a while.
I listen to all music, God bless his soul.
Basically moving on to sports, because that's basically what, everybody wants to hear about nowadays. What's your take on the NFL? Who's your heavy hitters, top 4 teams in the Super Bowl chase right now?
We got New England. We got Pittsburgh. We got Philadelphia.
You're right.
And fourth team. I don't know. Definitely those three. Top three right there.
I'm going with Kansas City in the AFC yet. I think
so?
Kansas City is a strong team. I think Alex Smith is playing incredible. He's got to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. As much as I like Carson Wentz, I think Tom Brady's the best right now. Until he falters, I believe he deserves that. But Alex Smith is playing up to the level of the top, the elite quarterbacks in the NFL right now, and I think
a lot of his drive right now is because he got that rookie quarterback behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was pushed out of San Fran with the whole Colin Kaepernick thing. I mean,
we all see how that turned out.
He turned out to be he's a great quarterback. He led San Fran to what they were, and then they switched around Colin Kaepernick. And personally, I think that year, they will have won the Super Bowl with Alex Smith, but nothing against Colin Kaepernick. I think he's a great athlete. I'm actually a Colin Kaepernick fan. I like Colin Kaepernick. And
what's your take on the whole Ezekiel Elliott deal? You think he deserves a 6-week suspension?
Didn't his girl come out and say, hey, he didn't actually touch me? How can you punish a person for not doing?
My question is there actually proof? Is there any proof that says he didn't? Is there any proof that says he did?
Yeah, I think there is.
It was a completely concealed incident, in my opinion, and that's all up to the ruling. I think in this world, you should not be able to appeal anything the sports organization pushes, because that's not right. You're playing for them. You're making money because of them. If you're in the bad spotlight for whatever reason, you deserve to be.
Yeah, he's probably going to get in trouble, though. He's getting in trouble for something that he really didn't do, though.
True, but who knows if he did or didn't? Who knows if she's coming out and saying, hey, he didn't do it.
Well,
I'm
she's
sick
coming
of
out
it.
saying he didn't do it, then, the boy didn't do it.
What do you think about, now moving on, Richard Sherman? You think he comes back and is able to play at the same level after having a torn Achilles?
I don't think he's the same level since he goes to the cover of Madden that one year. I don't think he was the same fucking level then.
Hit the sophomore slump.
Yeah, he had a fucking... He was good, and then...
Well, we are from central Pennsylvania. I gotta ask if it happens in the Super Bowl. Birds or the Steelers? And why?
I'm going with the Bird Gang.
Oh.
And the main reason why? Because I don't want to fucking listen to Jordan Nye brag up the damn Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a shot at Jordan Nye.
Well,
that's the only reason.
I mean, I don't know if... I mean, it would be very cool to see it happen. I really hope it does happen. I'd love to see that game again. Last year, I feel like it wasn't justified. It was week 3. The Eagles just played a good game. It was in Philly. In my opinion, I can't really say I'm biased because, I am biased. I'm a Philly fan. So I do have to go with Eagles. I think that the defense is playing lights out right now, and I think that's the only reason, not the only reason, but that's probably one of the main reasons that they are doing as well as they are. Carson Wentz playing out of his mind, but I think people could kind of see that. You had doubters, but there's people, that kind of believed and thought that they would do well. The acquisition of Alshon Jeffrey and Torrey Smith definitely helps. They have Zach Ertz, who's probably top 2, top 3 tight end in the NFL. Our running back situation has been pretty solid now with the acquisition of Jay Ajayi and
stud for fantasy.
And you
last
also
year,
you also have
championship.
You also have LeGarrette Blount, Wendell Smallwood, Darnell Pumphrey. It's a solid team. The offensive line is playing well, but the Steelers are dangerous. The Steelers have more weapons on offense than I've seen in any team in the last, I don't even know how many years. It's unbelievable. You have the best wide receiver in the league in Antonio Brown, and a top 3 running back in Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
And the offensive line's playing lights out, and their defense is solid. They can rush the passer as good as anybody. And I think the only question mark with their team is the secondary. But with Joe Hayden, they definitely bolstered, that secondary, and we'll see come postseason if they're going to be able to keep up with New England.
I'm just waiting, a couple of years, just waiting for my Colts to make the rise, man.
Well, Andrew Luck comes back healthy. That definitely makes him another contender again. He changes games.
Healthy, gets a better offensive line. Offensive line trash, doo-doo, absolute doo-doo.
Need to get Jeff Saturday back out of retirement.
Yeah.
But and that is it for the NFL. So what we're gonna do here in the NFL, Connor, I pulled up the NFL game schedule this week.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down through the schedule. We're going to call this the hot corner.
All right.
Okay? I'm going to go through each game, and I want you to give me your pick and why. One reason why. I want to try to keep it in a sentence or two or less, okay?
Oh, boy.
All right, first game of the week.
I'm an idiot
NBC at night, NBC, 8:25 p.m., the Steelers and the Titans. This game will be played Thursday night at Pittsburgh. It's tonight, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your pick and why?
Well, Pittsburgh, man, the defense, I think, they're just going to manhandle that Tennessee up front,
Play, kind of poke some holes in the offensive line, get after Mariota.
Yep.
Okay, Sunday at 1, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Miami Dolphins. And why?
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, because Jameis wants to eat that W,
The W.
The W tastes pretty good.
And then we got a rivalry. Detroit Lions at the Chicago Bears. Who you picking? Why?
I'm going to go Chicago. And why? Because they had that mess up last week against Green Bay. You know what I mean? I think they want to come back, show some fire. They want to get this dub out.
We got the Baltimore Ravens at Green Bay. Up in Lambeau in the middle of November.
Green Bay.
Picking-
Baltimore sucks. There's no other way to put it. Baltimore's just horrendous.
Arizona Cardinals at the Houston Texans.
That's tough because neither one really has a quarterback.
Carson Palmer, is he still
I
healthy?
think he's still out. Yeah, they just I think they brought back Matt Barkley, I believe.
Who are you thinking?
I think this game's going to end in a tie.
You think it's going to end in a tie?
I think it's going to be a 10-10 game. Yeah.
Okay, I can understand that. Los Angeles Rams.
Rams.
At the Minnesota Vikings.
Rams, yeah.
Got the hot hand.
At a great level, man.
And we got Kansas City Chiefs at the New York Giants.
Chiefs, the reason why, Eli Manning.
You think you blame Eli Manning?
I'll blame
Okay.
Eli Manning, yeah, and Ben McAdoo.
Jacksonville Jaguars at the Cleveland Browns.
Jags, man. Browns are going Browns.
Washington Redskins, the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, I think I'm going to go with Washington on this one.
You with Washington?
Yeah, you like
The
that?
upset alert.
Yeah,
upset alert in New Orleans this week.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo Bills at the Los Angeles Chargers.
Bills putting that new quarterback in. I think the
Rookie. You don't let the rookie run.
Yeah, I think Chargers are going to run away with it.
Okay, New England Patriots at the Oakland Raiders.
New England. Tom Brady's going to do his thing.
Cincinnati Bengals at the Denver Broncos.
I think Broncos are going to start turning around a little bit.
Thinking that defense might be able to shape up a little bit.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. Prime time.
After watching what the Falcons did to Dallas last week, gotta go with Philly, man.
The last 8 games where the Eagles were picked as favorites against Dallas, they are 7-1 at Dallas. Atlanta Falcons at the Seattle Seahawks.
Falcons. That Falcons D-line's nasty. Like I said, I watched it last week against Dallas, man. That boy off the edge, 6 sacks. Woof.
Gonna get after it.
Russell Wilson's gonna get eaten.
All right, so that does it for NFL this week. So basically, I did on Twitter, I asked a question earlier this week. I tweeted, and I asked for a couple things, what people want us to talk about. So I had one comment here, Kalen Huffman. Look here. Okay. Boston Celtics and their future. I gotta say, I think the Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA right now. Kyrie Irving is playing lights out. He's unbelievable, and I think that for once the Cavaliers are in a little bit of a panic mode. They don't really know what's going on. They're having trouble. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with the Celtics. We'll see when Isaiah Thomas comes back, but what do you think?
I mean, you gotta look at this. I mean, when you think of the East, you think of LeBron James and the Cavs. They say, fine wine tastes better with age. But LeBron's aging, and his stats are getting better. I believe they're getting better.
Really good question here. This one's a picky topic.
I'm a big NBA fan, so I don't.
Medical marijuana in the NBA.
Smoke it up, baby. Smoke it up.
You think that should be
absolutely,
okay
man.
and that should be fine?
I mean,
I believe that it's okay to have it. I feel like the NBA should appoint a doctor or some sort of board that a player has to go through in order to use
absolutely.
it. And then they prove it, you're well to use it, fine. Good and dandy,
I mean,
all yours.
You got joint pain and everything. Smoke a little J. take the pain away. I mean,
Third-
I'm not I'm not a marijuana smoker myself, but
And this third
I stay
question.
away from that shit. But
Third
smoke it
question
up.
here. Third question here. It's getting into college football, but who is your pick for the Heisman and why?
Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
Kid's a stud. He's got that swagger. He got that I don't give a fuck swagger. I mean, you saw what he did against Ohio State. That's my team, but you saw what he did. He took the flag, planted it right in the middle.
That was way back.
Yeah,
that was way back.
Yeah, that was right there. I'm
for
like,
the first couple weeks.
yeah, I'm like, you know what? This boy deserves it. He don't give a fuck. I mean, everyone talks about Saquon Barkley, but what has he done the past couple of weeks,
I mean, I'm a big Penn State fan.
Ohio State held him to 44 yards.
My personal opinion is I think I have to go with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is lighting the world on fire right now, and he is putting up consistent stats week in, week out, win or lose. He's the most valuable player for that team, and I think he'd possibly be the most valuable player in college football. And I think right now at this point in time, you got to give it to him. He's unbelievable. Just guiding that team, keeping them, kind of in the talks there for the college football playoff. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to play out. But right now he has 3,559 yards and 31 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions.
Yeah,
I mean, that's solid. He's a 13,000-yard career passer. It'd be great to see him, kind of go out like that. And just, Oklahoma being 9-1, they're definitely in the talk. I think that they're one of the top 4 teams for me right now.
Oh yeah.
It's you kind of got to look at it like that. But what I got to ask you, we can get into this a little bit because a lot of people, this is the kind of talk of the town right now. Who are your top 4 in the playoff, and who are your 2 out? I need your opinion.
Let me see. Of course, you got Alabama at 1. You got Clemson, Miami, and Oklahoma. But you got to think here, the championship games are coming up. And, Auburn still has to play Bama, correct?
I think, in my opinion, Wisconsin and Auburn definitely deserve to be the first 2 out. In my opinion, you can also put Ohio State in that talk. You have Ohio State, who I believe is playing kind of inconsistent. I'm a Penn State fan through and through and stuff. They played lights out against Penn State. JT Barrett played great. Mm-hmm. They go out against Iowa and get trashed.
Here's my thing with JT Barrett.
But then they turn around and spank Michigan State.
There's weeks where I watch JT. I'm like, God, I fucking love this kid. He's great. I actually think he's the same age as me. He's like been to college for like 8 fucking years now. And fuck Trevor. What the hell? I mean, as I watch him, like, great kid, it's going to fucking take us far. Then he screws up, throws a couple picks a game. I believe the Iowa game, he had, 3 or 4 picks?
I think, in my opinion, if you have Oklahoma in your top 4, which I do, at 4, they have a win over Ohio State. You got to have Ohio State at 5 or 6. You have to. And I feel like the Big Ten Championship's going to decide whether or not Wisconsin deserves to be in that talk.
Wisconsin's D's nightmare, man.
I mean, this could be a rerun of, a couple years ago. That drudging up there at the Big Ten Championship in Indianapolis. Miami definitely deserves to be in. I feel like Clemson's still one of the best teams in the nation. Bama's Bama. Bama's going to be in the college football playoff no matter what they do. And I don't think Notre Dame deserves any talk just because of the simple fact that Miami...
They got their ass spanked by Miami.
That was one of the most one-sided games I've ever seen.
Notre Dame was calling Miami daddy by the end of that game. It was just, thank you, daddy, may I have another.
Auburn, though. If Auburn can beat Bama, they definitely deserve it.
Oh, absolutely.
2-loss team in there, they deserve it. Those games and stuff like that is going to be very important.
Can we all just agree that, Penn State doesn't deserve to be in there? Like, just shoot Penn State out of there.
Penn State won't be in there.
Thank God.
College football playoff. 2-loss teams. Yeah. The only 2-loss team I think that deserves to be in is Auburn and Ohio State. I mean, one of them two. However, you can't take away from Penn State, though. Nobody would have expected Penn State.
Oh, no, I mean, Penn State, I just...
2 years ago, people did not expect Penn State to be a top 10 team.
Oh, God,
and Penn State's been playing lights out for that reason. And, I mean, the 2 games that they lost were by a total of 4 points.
Here's my thing with Penn State, Great football, They produce players, they do good, they do well, they're fucking, 8-2?
They lost by a
Ohio
total of
State.
4 points.
Yeah, Ohio State
They lost
and,
to Ohio State
Michigan
by a
State.
point and lost to Michigan State on a last-minute field
But
goal.
the reason I hate Penn State so much is the fans, man. The fans ruin it for me. I can't watch Penn State football solely because of the
Connor
fans.
has a problem with Penn State fans.
Oh, Penn State fans are the worst, man. You beat a team like Akron, they think they're gonna fucking win it all. Congrats. You beat Akron.
Oh, man. You don't really watch too much UFC, do you?
No.
I do got to say, this week, they have a fight night coming up on Saturday night. Former heavyweight champ of the world, Fabricio Werdum. He's fighting Marcin Tybura, and I think it's going to be a fucking war. I know you don't really watch it too much, but for anyone that does, if you have any opinions or anything like that, please comment, let me know. Because I think this is going to be an underrated fight card. Did you, by chance, get a chance to look at Michael Bisping and George St. Pierre?
No,
The fight last Saturday. That was a war, man.
That's
That's something you gotta. I think you gotta watch that stuff a little bit. I think you should get into that and get interested in it. You know.
I mean, there for a while I was doing BJJ, man, and I started. Yeah, for a while I was doing BJJ, and I was getting into this shit on my hand. You know.
But yeah, that could be potentially a good fight. Getting off the subject of sports now, I do gotta say, you know, it's heavy in my heart a little bit. What do you think of the whole Roy Halladay thing? Crashing his plane, you know. What hell of a pitcher, huh?
Oh, he's a great pitcher, you know.
Perfect game. No hitter in the same year for Philly in the first game of the playoff. You know, it's a shame. It's a shame that has to happen and stuff. I saw the video of Utley, Cole Hamels, them guys giving eulogies for him at his funeral. And the fact they had it on a baseball field is unbelievable. And it's, you know, it sucks, but, you know.
I mean, you don't ever want to hear about this stuff ever in the sports world, you know.
No, absolutely.
You look up these guys, and he's got how many kids?
I think 3 or 4.
Three or four kids now left behind.
At least
without a
2.
Father. That's sad. That's just sad in any situation.
Absolutely. And, you know, just like different walks of life and stuff like that. But, you know, everyone can go in a minute. And that's crazy to think about.
Yep.
But, yeah. Oh, well, let me look here. What else do we kind of got to go over? So what do you think? What do you think we should talk about from, like, for the next couple podcasts? What do you think? Should we make it a weekly thing? Every other couple days? Just like kind of like a whenever we can record it?
I think, you know, weekly thing, you know, I'm honestly, Trav, I'm still, you know, on the whole thing, the man falling in the fucking wood chipper. Because I'm still, like, trying to process this whole thing of tripping and just diving head first into a wood chipper.
Oh, man. I'm going to ask you. You sound, I know this, and I watch a lot of podcasts, and you definitely sound like one of those conspiracy theorists.
Bush did 9/11.
Connor, we're not talking about 9/11. God bless them people and their families and stuff like that. We're not talking about that.
All right.
So we can't.
Tupac's still alive, man.
Tupac's still alive. What's the deal with Tupac?
He's in fucking Cuba, man.
Give me the story. What happened to Tupac?
Man, as we all know, you know, supposedly, you know, gunned down in a drive-by murder. But, I mean, I saw the photos, man. I just think it's all a hoax. I think he's down in Cuba. Numerous rappers have rapped before saying, yeah, Pac's down in Cuba. People come out saying, yeah, Pac's down in Cuba. I think the motherfucker's down in Cuba.
How many times are you going to say Cuba?
As many times as I fucking want. Cuba, 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 Cuba. Fucking Cuba Gooding Jr.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That could be. You could take that money and run.
Not big. That boy's dead. That's my favorite artist. He's dead.
Is that where you get your nickname from?
It is. Indeed it is.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist. I believe, like, if there's news, they just report it.
Absolutely
you know?
huge.
What do you think? No?
It's a toss of air.
Did you see the JFK files? Like, you see that shit popping up? Come on, man! You can't make that stuff up. These are CIA files. Come on.
Yeah, because you can just Google a CIA file.
Fucking Trump, your president released them, man.
Like, oh hey, you know what? There's people riding unicorns on a field out in Area 51.
Yeah, I'd fucking believe it too, because it came from the CIA files.
All Mr. Evil or Dr. Evil wanted was some frickin' sharks with some frickin' laser beams in their head.
You're telling me that's impossible?
Some frickin' sharks with some frickin' laser beams.
Oh, come on, cuz. I think it's...
Yeah, do I make you Randy, baby?
You get my mojo flowing.
I'm out of mojo. But, no, I can't, like I said, I can't be a conspiracy theorist. I believe that, news is news. It's reported. It happens. It's life.
I just think there's a lot of shit behind a lot of
People
things,
get shot. There's shootings, there's murders. Oh, well, since we're here on the topic, what do you think of guns? After the Las Vegas shooting and this shooting in Texas, that church, do you believe we should change anything with gun laws?
I mean, I carry a pistol on me. I think, it's a hard topic to really talk about because, like, there's some fucked up people in the world, that are just able
Absolutely.
to buy guns,
Absolutely.
And it's hard, just like hand out tests, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I gotta take this test, make sure you pass it, to be able to carry or even attempt to buy a gun.
Background check. It's your basic background check.
Yeah, basic. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. But I mean, how much harder can you make it? You know what I mean? I'm sure you can make it a lot harder.
If somebody wants to go and pick up a gun and shoot somebody,
oh, you can do it.
You tell them no, they'll find a way to get a gun.
Absolutely.
They'll find a way to, do it. That's just the way it is. That's the world. It's the world we live in. I mean, I would love to see the ratio of guns to people in the United States. And you know what? I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look that up real quick.
You do that, buddy. What do you think so far, Kira?
I'm doing well.
Potential? I hope you're right.
Here we go. Guns to people ratio in America. Let me look here.
Got a nice little chart there, Trevor. Read it out for me.
Oh, I want some numbers. I see a comment here. The U.S. has about 89 guns per 100 people. So for every 100 people you have, it's almost 100 guns. There's almost one gun to one person ratio in the United States.
Right.
Do you think that's...
A little scary.
You decide to stop making guns right now. You stop manufacturing of all guns.
Okay.
You still have more guns. Like, there's still going to be...
Guns out there, yeah.
100 guns per 100 people.
I mean, back in my house, I don't know how many hunting rifles we have, guns, they're there.
I feel like people blame too much on gun laws and things like that. But there's nothing you can do. You just got to be wary. And every time you step out your front door, you take a chance. Somebody could be out there wanting to do a terrible thing to you, and it's a shame, but...
So, paranoia there? You think someone's going to come get you, Trevor, or...?
I mean, honestly, probably. I don't really think I have too much to want, I mean, I got some chips over in the corner. I got a pizza.
There.
Yeah, pizza, some pillows.
I'll kill you over the pizza.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, see? Have the paranoia creep in.
Somebody else is paranoid, too. What is it? Is this mace? Okay, I'm putting it back down. We have mace on the table, and I'm not touching it. I mean, I don't know. You got to look at it a couple different ways. But long story short, that is, definitely something that will be talked about, I think, for years to come.
Absolutely. And there's one little segment, like go over, Trev. I just want to know, if you're behind it, how Trevor almost goes to jail. Can we talk about this segment, Trev?
That is something we'll save for another time.
Okay.
That is something we'll definitely save for another time. That's a little...
Because I know we can do a segment of how Connor almost goes to jail. There's a couple stories of them. They're pretty good, too, misdemeanors and shit like that. Pretty funny stuff.
Well, anyway, we want to thank you for listening and enjoyed this last half hour. I think Connor did a pretty good job.
Thank you. You too, my friend.
But it's a pleasure having you, buddy. We'll be recording again on Saturday night while the UFC fights are going. So this will be our own little version of a fight companion, and we'll kind of go over that. So stay tuned.
Can I
Go ahead,
speak here?
go ahead.
To the family in Australia, the guy who found the wood chipper, I'm really, really sorry. The comments are probably out of line, but how the fuck do you fall in that? Go ahead, Trev.
I want to thank y'all for listening. Hope you all enjoyed this and enjoyed the comments.